Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, on the Bitcoin chart here on the daily time frame, we are still in a broader correction, which is labeled a wave 4, which means one more high in this cycle is still expected in circle wave 5, possibly targeting the 130,000 area. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, the current pullback is seen just as a correction in an overall uptrend, but we're getting to the end of this overall uptrend. That is the current idea, which means be on the side of caution. But overall, it is not possible yet from an Elliott Wave point of view, at least not to confirm an overall top. Also, other indicators do not suggest a major top yet. The support area we've got here on the chart ends at 69K. So below that level, it becomes much more likely that a top has been struck. But unfortunately, we have to give the market that much space in the current structure. And it could still be just a wave 4 pullback, right? Even though I have to say it would be a very, very deep wave 4 if the market indeed goes down to 69K. So I would really like to avoid a break below 75.5K because anything below that visually would be too deep for a wave 4 in my view. But I don't even necessarily expect it to go there. I mean, we could just, end the correction in that blue target zone between 87.4K and 79K. And specifically, levels that I'm watching specifically are around 82K, the 38.2 retracement. There's also a Fibonacci extension level that sort of overlaps with that. And the 87.4K level, which is the 100% extension target. And it's the first target where we normally say that a correction has fulfilled its minimum expectations. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame. The smaller time frame suggests that the market is, in a decline as well. But in the very short term, we have a small uptrend that started on Thursday. So to give you an idea of the context, again, we talked about the daily chart, wave 4 already. You see it here in detail. And the idea is that in this wave 4, the A wave element already bottomed on the 20th of December, where the B wave rally into the swing high from the 6th of January. And we could now be moving down in a C wave. This would be the ideal pathway because we have a 5-wave move down initially, which could be wave 1 of that C wave. We might be working on wave 2 now. Resistance is between $96,350 and $100,518. Third wave down could follow, a fourth and a fifth. And it might take us indeed down to round about 82.5K. This would be the ideal pathway. In this scenario, currently the main question is, how high is this wave 2 bounce going to be? I've highlighted it in white that the wave 2 could have topped already, but there is not enough downside pressure to confirm it. So any break below the Thursday low at around 91,300 would confirm we're heading down lower in the third wave. But in the very short term, as I said, there's some consolidation going on. I mean, I told you on like early yesterday that my assumption is we'll probably see some further consolidation over the weekend, which is clearly happening. But not really any change. I mean, the market really hasn't changed since yesterday. Just some ongoing sideways action. And we're just moving through corrective mess, basically. So the market is clearly trying to build some upside momentum. In the yellow count, the market could move a little higher in this wave 2, but it's not needed. Okay, it's not needed. It would, however, give some more clarity because a healthy wave 2, so if the move up goes a little bit further, and we get a more healthy wave 2, well, that would provide a clearer setup for lower prices, ironically, right? Because it would be more clearly a wave 2. So such a wave 2 that we've seen here on the 10th of January, a possible top. It's not confirmed the top, but that's a possible top for a wave 2. It's quite rare to have such a shallow wave 2, such a weak wave 2. So a more healthy wave 2 would be preferred, with then third wave down to come. That said, if the market goes down very directly from here, it could be the blue count. That would be the alternative. So we've got the idea that this is a more extended wave C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this scenario, the main question is how high do we extend in wave 2? And the resistance parameters are clearly defined. Only a break above resistance would suggest something more bullish is going on. That's currently not expected. But if we go down very directly, it could be that this wave 4 already finishes here. I just told you that on the daily chart. Around like 87.4K. That's not necessarily a high probability structure or setup or scenario, But it's important to understand, to remind ourselves that around the 100% extension, which is just the 100% extension of the initial A wave, typically a C wave can finish, right? It's an ideal target, like, you know, just ideal. It's again, it's not high probability, but it's worth watching while we go lower to see if the market can generate any kind of response around that level. And if you're wondering around the microstructure, it's not terribly clear, but as long as this bounce remains shallow, it could be a wave 4 with just one more low to come in wave 5. Now, that would be good for the altcoins, right? Wouldn't it? I mean, a lot of them could just form one more low. I mean, I'm tracking that for like coins like Link, for example, could easily just form one more low. Just definitely something to observe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more low. Okay. It's just something to observe, but for now, there is no evidence that on a local level, even a top has formed. So we have to be a bit flexible here. We're kind of moving in a range between the last swing low from Thursday and the 100,518 level, because anything that happens here is literally just noise. Nothing meaningful, okay? It's just a range. I would need a break below that Thursday low to really suggest the next decline has started. Okay, we might get an earlier signal if the market pushes a little higher, then we see a small 1-2 setup down, but we don't see that at this stage. So these are kind of the things I'm watching for today. Bear in mind, as we're approaching the end of the weekly candle, there could be some additional volatility, so please prepare for that. That's just something that always comes to mind when we approach the weekly candle close. But overall, the broad outlook remains unchanged, and it hasn't really changed for weeks. We're in a wave 4 correction. No low can be confirmed at the same time. No major top can be confirmed. So the idea remains that we are in a corrective pullback with an overall uptrend, and one more high on the daily time frame should happen in this cycle. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Before I forget, on X, today there will be a specific video analysis. You guys are currently voting for two cryptocurrencies, the SPX 6900 and Velo. This is like literally, you know, one of them will be the winner. You can still make a difference if you want to vote here for your favorite coin. You guys suggested these coins throughout the week on X, and the video will be uploaded only here specifically on X for you guys. So if you're wondering, when you get it, it will be today. You can still vote for it if you'd like to see an analysis on this SPX 6900 coin or the Velo coin. Yeah, one of them will be the winner. So make sure you follow us there. There are regular additional updates. For example, last week we covered, can't remember, was it NIR? I think NIR. It's all on here. So feel free to check it out for additional videos. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.